We are going to learn something about the life and teachings of a great master who lived in 3rd century BC in an island close to Athens, Greece, the then Macedonia. He was brought up by two wonderful teachers, Democritus and Pyrrho, who came to India and got awakened from this land of spirituality. This person, whom I am talking about, lived in obscurity so as not to get influenced by so many unnecessary vibrations and vibes of people. Whoever wanted to see him, learn from him, used to go to his school. His school was called as Garden. Very interesting, right? His academy, his school was called as Garden. In those times, there were many schools in Greece and its surroundings, heavily influenced by so many wonderful spiritual masters lived in that era. All these people, or most of the people, came to India for learning because India had two major universities, Takshila and Nalanda. Nalanda in the present Patna or Patliputra, Takshila in Peshawar, Pakistan, the present Pakistan. It was in India then. Takshila was the world's oldest university, accommodating more than 10,000 students at a time. And people like Pythagoras, the father of trigonometry. In India, it was called as Trigonometry, means three angles, the knowledge of three angles. Trigonometry means trigone, means three angles. Metry means length, the science of these angles. He is called as father of trigonometry. Euclid, the father of geometry. Father of fluid sciences, Archimedes. They all came to India. All are vegetarians. They all knew Sanskrit very well. And these are all father of geometry, father of fluid sciences, father of trigonometry, and father of all these fathers lived in India. They are unknown. Nobody knows who taught all these people. Socrates, who lived in 5th century BC, and his most important pupil, Plato. And Plato had many students, like Socrates had many students. Plato had also many students. One of the most important students, Aristotle. The student of Aristotle is Alexander, a warrior king. Apart from Aristotle, Plato had many students, Herodotus, Epicurus, many people. Academicus, the word academy came from his name Academicus. Is a person's name who is a person who started a school in Athens those days, and they called it as academy, and it has become English word now. So while Academicus was running his academy, Epicurus was running his garden in a nearby island. Epicurus was known for his happiness, immense happiness. He is known for his contentment. He is known for his friendship. He is known for his fearlessness. He talks about two principles majorly called as, one is ataraxia. Ataraxia means freedom from fear. Peace from fear. No fear. That is called ataraxia. That state of mind is called as ataraxia. He also calls it as aponia, absence of pain. No pain and no fear. A person should have no pain and no fear, not even fear of death. And he says that As long as I live, death cannot come to me. When the death comes, I don't exist. So where is the need to bother about death? As long as I live in physical body, let me be happy, totally happy, contented, without any fears. Not even fear for gods, not even fear for death. So he always lived in obscurity, and he was visited by the king of Greece one day, because whoever wanted to meet Epicurus, they need to come there to see and learn from him, because the environment he created has got power to teach the people. He never believed in verbal indoctrination or no, empirical or abstract maxims. So he always wanted to have the voice of the soul rather than voice of the reason. So voice of the soul need to dominate the voice of the reason. When the king of Athens came to him, he spent a few days, and when he was leaving, he asked Epicurus, I learnt a lot of things from you. What would you like to have from me? Without much gap, Epicurus asked, Lord, please give me 1 kilo of butter. The king was surprised. You are asking me, a king of Greece, and it is very insulting if you ask me 1 kilo of butter. Such a small thing. Then Epicurus told, the inmates of this school called as garden have not eaten butter for the past 1 year. King was surprised. They had beautiful cuisines in Epicurus' garden, but without butter. King was surprised. Everybody was very peaceful, happy, free. So king was totally contented. And Epicurus taught the king so many things. One most important thing is, he says, the most important consequence of self sufficiency is freedom. And contented poverty is a honorable estate. There is nothing like poverty. Poverty is only discontentment, he says. When you are contented with poverty, it is an honorable estate, he says. And even for abundance or richness, he says like this, it is better for you to be free from fears lying upon the pallet than to have a golden couch and a rich table and be full of trouble. So even if you are rich, if your troubles are facing you, are gravitating you down, there is nothing worse than that, he says. So the greater the difficulty, the more glory lies in it, in surmounting it. He says like that. And about contentment, he says like this, do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. So see the great teachings of Epicurus, a wonderful saint. So this much for today, and we will talk more about the pleasure and pain and happiness in future. Thank you very much.